Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome again to Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. Yep, we're having another episode, and I'm here today again. Just chilling, taking it easy. God is good. God is good. Hopefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful, beautiful day. Hopefully, all is well. And if you didn't pay attention to the title, and we'll probably get into some other stuff too, but why, in my opinion, deportation, I didn't write opinion in there, but y'all know what it is. This Ron's opinion don't matter. But why, in my opinion, deportation is so important. And I want to kind of incorporate that with your right to keep and bear arms. So if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It would be beautiful if you say hello in the chat so we know you're here and who's here if you're here. But that's what I'm going to get into, and we can have a conversation about it for those that want to have a conversation about it. But again, this is again my opinion. I didn't elaborate any on what was going on as far as war. Well, what they tried to say was a war, but it really wasn't a war. Oh, we're about to go to war. We're about to get all this. I didn't elaborate on it because I'm a type of person that and I say that I do this 100%, but I always try to watch and just kind of see how things are going to play out. So I'm listening to one side, and I got to say this a little bit so you kind of know where I'm going with this. Talking about we're going to go to war. To the point where everybody's, some people is even worried about being drafted, which I get it. If you actually go to war, you could possibly be drafted. But this is where you don't go pay attention to the details. You start to get confused. You listen to the media, you're going to think that we were actually in war. And that's not what this was about. It was about getting rid of Iran's ability to basically make nuclear bombs. They didn't strike where people live. They struck where they had the capabilities at. In other words, they want to dismantle it. Now, yes, that could end up putting us in war. But clearly, the start of war was not the intent. I'm not citing anything, Donald, so don't tell me what to cite, because I don't need to cite anything. If you want to talk, we can talk, but I'm not citing the 14th Amendment. What I'm telling you is what it was for, when it was done, and that's the game, and that's where it's going to go. Anyway, but as it relates to deportation, this is the reason why we should not have had what we had in the last 4 years of people just coming across that border. Because right now, let's just say that's not due process. So say what you want to say, that's not due process. Due process is when due process is for American citizens that are legally here, not undocumented people and not people who are legally crossed the border and violated federal law. Get that in your head, because that's what it is. So I don't want to hear nothing about due process. If it was all about due process, they would have followed due process as bringing their behind over here, not going over. That's due process. So you want somebody to have due process after they broke the law to get here, but you don't want to hold them to the due process before they come over here. So don't tell me about due process if they're not going to follow due process, getting their behinds over here. That's due process. So if you want to respect due process, do it before you come. Don't tell me about it after you run your behind over here. If due process mattered, you would have did it before you came over here. So that's not due process. Due process only applies to American citizens when you're in America. They don't apply to someone who illegally broke the law to get over here. So the due process for them is ship they behind back. That's where I'm at, because this is my country, and you're not going to disrespect my country and skate your behind over here illegally. That's where I'm at with that. So if you want to give people the right, if you care that much for illegal immigrants, take them to your home, house them. That's what you do. But see, I know what you're about. You want them illegal immigrants to keep working for you so you can keep paying them next to nothing. And you want to keep telling black people how they're supposed to behave because you think you're above them. That's what that's about. But what's up, OG? What's up out the pit? How you doing, brother? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in. Donald, welcome in, welcome in. And yeah, we can have a conversation about it. But this is why I want deportations to happen immediately. Because what no one's paying attention. No, you're not even reciting the whole thing, bro. You cherry picking. You cherry picking right now. You're not reciting the whole thing. You're cherry picking. The 14th Amendment was written because of black slaves. That's it. I don't care doing what they're reciting it. What it was for was black slaves, the descendants of black slaves. So if you're going to cite it, then you got to go back and ask yourself what was happening at the time that they put it into place. Otherwise, it don't matter. It's just like the Second Amendment. Why was it written and what was going on at that moment? Like I said, I don't care about due process only applies to American citizens. I don't care. Due process only applies to American citizens. So my thing is this: if someone breaks into your home, and they break into your home, are you going to give them due process before you off them? Why they in there stealing your stuff? No, you're not. I don't care about that, Donald. I'm telling you, you're wrong. You can talk, you can put this in the conversation with you are wrong. Due process is for people that are American citizens, or so you understand it better than other, since you understand, or someone that's from another country that's under duress, meaning they're being attacked and they come in here as refugees or something of that fashion where we're protecting them. Not for people who come and break the law and escape and come over here. That is my point. So you're trying to quote something, but you're not actually applying it to where it really applies to. Again, it don't apply to them. What's up, brother Jay? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I'm not citing nothing. My thing is this: if you care that much for illegal immigrants, instead of staying on this live all the time or having this conversation, if you love legal immigrants that much, you know what you can do. You can go to wherever they are, house them, put them in your house, feed them, clothe them, and everything else. But let me get into what my point was about about why deportations is so important. What's going on? Why deportation is so important? And again, hey, top to bottom, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Jay, welcome in, brother. Out the pit, welcome in. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I know I'm not wrong. Anyway, as I was saying, as y'all see, there's a lot going on in this country. Well, it's not really a lot going on, but everybody's trying to make a big deal out of Joyce, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Of the whole situation with Trump firing, what he did over there in Iran, right? But I'm not even getting into the Iran part. What I'm getting into is being in America. Now, here's the thing about that is that what they don't be telling you is how many Iranians are in America. You get what I'm saying? Because what they also don't talk about is the fact that this man threatened America. He threatened America, but the news media won't keep telling you that part. They keep telling you the one part, but they won't tell you the other part. He threatened America. And you a gobbler of me. You over here gobbling mine. Just like you say I'm gobbling Trump, you over here gobbling mine. Because you keep coming back for it. It must be that good to you. Anyway, and my thing is this: that's why you need to prepare yourself. You need to prepare yourself just in case something happens in this country, because that administration prior to this has, again, allowed all of these illegal immigrants who you don't know who they are, you don't know what their intentions are. They put America in harm's way, and this is why the Second Amendment, your Second Amendment right, is so important. Even though it don't totally apply to this, it does, have a factor on that. Exactly, Jay. You're absolutely right. But you're here. Keep talking about the very same person. Every time you come, it's the same person. Because, well, he got to do his job because that's what they pay him to do. They pay him to go to channels like mine who support Trump. That's what the Democratic Party do. They pay people like him to come here and do what he doing. That's what he get paid to do. So he doing his job. Hey, Joyce, how you doing? God bless you. But this is why the Second Amendment is so essential. And for the last 4 years, they let a lot of these illegal immigrants over here. That's why I just want them all gone. I don't care. I'm not even trying to be polite about it no more. I don't even. And here's my point, y'all. Look right here. See this? He got that. He has that Joe Biden mentality that says black people are supposed to behave a certain way. See my point? See what he brought up? See this? He's so emphasized on my skin color. He's emphasizing, he's telling me as a black man, I'm supposed to emphasize on my skin color. But he's a KKK member. Because only a KKK member will try to tell black people how they're supposed to behave. Y'all see my point. This is the KKK member right here because he's telling black people how they supposed to behave. You Negroes better y'all better act like y'all supposed to know. Y'all ain't supposed to have them. You're not supposed to vote anything other than Democrat. That's what you Negroes better do. That's what you Negroes better do. You better not vote no other way but Democrat because you black and that's what you supposed to do. That's what I'm telling you, you slave to you think I'm your slave. These are the people you got to watch out for. These are the true racists. People like him. This is exactly what I be talking about. Everything, he fits the mold of everything I was talking about. But again, back to what I was saying. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This is why it is so essential that you, number one, make sure you good. Because then you don't know how many of these people are over here. And now here's the thing. The government can sit there and say out of their mouth, oh, we're going to protect the citizens. We're going to protect the citizens. And then I'm not saying that they don't mean that. I'm not saying that Trump and the Trump administration don't mean they want to protect the citizens. But here's the reality. Here's the reality of that. They can't. That's the reality. I don't care if it's the Obama administration. I don't care if it's the Clinton administration. I don't care if it's any administration in office right now. The one thing they cannot promise you, and I don't care who you are, and it goes to the Trump administration too, you can't protect the citizens of America up until a certain point. Because here's my point to that, and there's nothing against them. A word away from here. Welcome in. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for coming in. If anybody on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. But here's the thing about that, and this is my point to make, because it's the same. It applies the same thing to the police officers. If something was to happen near you, I'm just, God forbid it ever does, but let's just say something happens near you, right? The police, the Trump administration, none of them is going to be able to respond in the moment that you need them to. They may want to, but they're not going to be able to respond in the moment that you need them to. And this applies to any administration in office, whether it's the current one or previous one, it does not matter. But what we have to pay attention to is they have let all of these illegal immigrants in this country, right? You don't know who they are, you don't know where they are, and you don't know what their intentions are. Now, this guy from Iran, their leader, he threatened America. He said, if y'all do something, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And in reality of it is that you don't know what that means. You don't know how many sleeper cells they may have right here sitting in our country because of what they let happen. because of what they let happen. You don't know. You don't know how many sleeper cells that they have in this country right now, currently. You don't know. And this is why the Second Amendment is so essential. Even though wholeheartedly it doesn't really apply to this, it's part of it, it's a byproduct of it. But this is why it's so important. Now, here's the thing. You will have Democrats, by and large, mostly, will try to tell you you don't need, again, 30 rounds in your clip. I want you to think about this. They're telling you that you don't need 30 rounds in your clip, right? You don't need it. This is what they're saying. You don't need an AR-15. This is what the Democrat Party saying. They're calling it so-called assault weapons, but you know they don't know what they're talking about when they say that type of stuff. Meanwhile, these very same people have let all these illegal immigrants in this country over and over and over and over and over again. You have no idea what their intentions are. And here's the part that they really don't tell you. Almost 80% of the ones that came over here were fighting age males, around the ages of 18 and 25. So usually you, in those type of situation, you would rescue women and children. But most of the ones that came over here were fighting age men between the ages of 18 and 25. But they wasn't talking about that part. And every time I watched these videos, I kept seeing it and seeing it and seeing it. I'm like, these are all men. Yes. Oh, you're right, Jay. You're absolutely right. Obama talked about it. Bill Clinton talked about it. Hillary Clinton talked about it. Who else was it? Kamala Harris talked about it. All of them talked about it, but nobody did anything. But nobody did anything. And here's my point. I am 100%. I'm not a person to advocate for war. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But my thing is this is why sometimes you have to be paused. You have to push the pause and just wait to see how things played out. Because once he did those airstrikes and he did what he did, my thing is this. They were trying to call Trump's bluff and they got it wrong. See, my thing is this. You thought that Trump was not going to do what he was going to do. Because they looked back and said, well, man, you know what? Trump's first term, right? You're right. You're right, Jay. Trump's first term, he threw out some threats, but he never started no war. He ain't really about this life. He's not going to do this. And I know that's what they were thinking. They said the whole time he was in office before, he never he didn't strike at nobody because Trump overall is a man of peace. I get it. He tried to avoid it. But again, even in this, if you look at what they did and how they did it, it was strategic. They struck he tried to dismantle their capability, not trying to kill people, but he tried to dismantle their capability. And in that, according to the Trump administration, nobody died. But they're not going to give nobody credit for that. You know what they're going to say? Well, he's trying to provoke a war. I thought he was no wars. I thought he was the no wars president. But again, regardless of that, right here in this country, we have what I consider to be sleeper cells, and people talk about this all the time. That's why I say, make sure you're good. And stop voting for politicians that want to limit what you can own as it relates to firearms. And to understand thank you, Jay. Appreciate it. If y'all interested, Jay put it up there. There's a website you can click on and go to and find out what's going on about this whole situation. Now, again, you're right here in this country, right? This is your country. Somebody's in your country that's not supposed to be here. Not supposed to be here. They're illegal immigrants. You don't know because the country did not do the right thing by not allowing any and everybody to come over here. Yes, I am too, Joe. I agree with you 100 on that. I'm sick of it. It is so overboard. It ain't funny. But again, they let them come over here. So you can't say as a president of the United States that you care about the citizens of the United States when you put all of the citizens in the United States in harm's way by allowing all these illegal immigrants to come over here, not checking them, not vetting them, not knowing who they really are. And now we have to deal with the fact that we may have terrorists in our country beyond the criminals that we have our own, beyond the people that actually live here and got bad intentions. And you're right, Jay. That's exactly what they're trying to do. And Jay, you know, at any moment, if you ever decide you want to come in, bro, you know, you always welcome to come in. I know you're probably busy and I know you're probably working, whatever the case may be, but you can always come in at any moment and say, Ron, send me the link and I'm in. But this is the stuff that I be talking about. And that's why I keep trying to tell people, stop voting for these politicians that want to limit your firearms. If you're not sure who to vote for, look at someone's history. That's number one, as it relates to firearms. As it relates to firearms, please make sure you do not ever allow vote for people that talks this way. I know sometimes it sounds virtuous. Oh, we got him. It does not affect criminals. Criminals are going to get what they're going to get. They're going to get guns, firearms. They can make it on their own. You're never going to be able to catch that. You're not going to be able to stop that by writing more laws. All you're going to do is limit and put more citizens at the mercy of the criminal because you're making it complicated for them. And that is my point. So my thing is this. If I'm limited to 10 rounds in my clip, right? Let's just say I got a firearm, only got 10 rounds, right? Now we got terrorists that they done let into the country because we know they're here somewhere. Now we don't know when they're going to strike or try to strike or whatever the case may be. Right. And he's absolutely right. And I know what he's trying to write, but it makes it harder for law-abiding citizens. So again, if one of these criminals, one of these terrorists are in this country and they decide to go to work and start opening fire, need I remind you, they might have machine guns that we don't know. They might have assault weapons that's actually an assault weapon that we don't know. Meanwhile, we got semi-automatics and 10 rounds. And they sitting there with, custom-made clips, 30, 40, 50 rounds in the clip. They don't have to reload, nothing. They just going to work. And what are we doing? We got a revolver with 6 rounds trying to defend ourselves against that. Right here in America. The gun-loving America at that mercy. Make it make sense. This is the reason why I keep trying to tell people, don't. Yeah, all right, Jay, I didn't know about that one. Now, I was watching a video the other day. Matter of fact, earlier today, I didn't know about the flamethrower thing, Jay. That's one I didn't catch. Yep. This guy, and I was watching the video earlier today, and it was a guy that got out of his car. He was, tactical gear on, come out with a rifle and a handgun. He starts shooting at this church. Like literally just start shooting at a church. Blah, 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 blah. Thank God. And his kids and everybody's in the church. He's running. I don't think he made it in the church. But thank God that there were civilians that was in that church that was packing at the moment. And before the police could even get there, somebody hit him with a car. And then the other 2 civilians that had guns put some in him and put him down before he could do any real damage. And guess who died in that? Just him. No civilians died. He died. Because good guys with guns put a stop to it. The police didn't even do it. There was no badges, no police nowhere around. Good guys with guns put him down. And that is my point, is that they always want to talk about what the criminals do, but they never talk about how many times, by far, more people have been saved by firearms than killed by it. They never talk about that. They will sit there and tell you, oh, this is a shootout here, but they never talk about, if you go look at how many people have been saved by guns, and you can't even calculate it, because most of the time that's the stuff that never gets recorded, because most of the time it's never talked about. Because a lot of time when someone get ready to do something and a good guy with the gun pull his out first, or see what's happening and put a stop to it, it shuts down and goes quiet in the night. And nothing ever comes of it. By far more people have been saved by guns than killed by them. I mean, of course, we know guns don't kill people. People kill people. Guns are just one of the weapons that they use to do so. But my point to that is that you can't sit there and try to limit people's ability to defend themselves, and in the same tongue trying to put people in harm's way. I'm going to leave that one up there for a while. And my point is, and that's exactly what they did. And my thing is this, is that, again, why would you want to put yourself and listen to the government idiots like that? Because to me, if you're trying to limit my ability to whatever I should be allowed whatever I can buy. That's where I'm at. I don't agree with government even having a decision in that. I think that the Supreme Court is supposed to go in and say, listen, every law that is ever written from state to state, county to county, and everything else, you got to remove it. You got to remove it. No, we're not doing that. People have the right to get the right firearms and defend themselves, whatever they can afford. I think all firearms should be untaxed. There should be no taxes on any type of firearm, no taxes on no type of ammunition. And if I was running for president, that's what I will be. I will fight to get a law to make sure that you can't tax anything, regulate guns, and none of that. I would remove everything 100%, because I'm not going to allow citizens. I can't be there, nor can the police be there, nor can the government be there when someone's about to do something to you. But you are already there, and that gun being there with you can give you a fighting chance if necessary, especially if you're a woman. Because a lot of times, even if the man don't have a firearm and he got bad intentions, he's a lot stronger in a lot of cases. That gun, having that gun can be the equalizer, meaning that I got a fighting chance because I can probably put him down before he can do what his intentions are. I agree with you with that too. And this is why the other reason why I voted for Trump is because he is doing a lot of deregulation. Regulating a lot of this stuff that they was regulating was unnecessary, and all it was doing was costing us more money than we needed to be paying. Just taking more taxpayers' money, but they're not writing it in a tax. See, it's what they call a hidden tax that is in regulations. All of these unnecessary regulations. I mean, and it's ridiculous. Because all in the name of, we're trying to protect the environment. You're full of crap. That's it. United States is, we're a capitalist society. Let me buy what I want. I should not have to go to someone else's permission to buy what I want to buy. In my opinion, the Supreme Court has extremely failed their job as it relates to firearms and your protection. I'm sorry. The fact that you had to go through any of this, I don't agree with it. Listen, some people may say, we need to have background checks and make sure felons don't get guns. Felons got guns anyway. That has never stopped a felon from getting a gun. How many times did you see a criminal out there committing crime, got a gun, and he's a convicted felon? And then they ask the stupidest question, why does he have a gun? He's a convicted felon. My stress level just went out. I know, I'm joking. The level of stupidity, and these people are in office. We voted for these people. We put them in charge of stuff. And they ask the dumbest questions. Why does they have a gun if they're a convicted felon? Oh yeah, you think a convicted felon went into a gun store and said, you know what, I want to purchase that gun. It's the stupidest thing ever. Ever. They don't convicted. It's not stopping convicted felon. Now here's the thing: if you're a person that went to jail and you're a convicted felon now, and everybody has their stance on this, I'd rather y'all stay out the way and let the convicted felons get what comes to them if they out there doing dumb stuff. Wow. Right, and this is, and you would think that these Democrats at this point will learn this, and they still don't know. And then if you listen to some of these idiots talk, like here's my point, Maxine Waters. I remember watching her on the video, right? And she's on, and this is how much they do not have a clue about guns. She was talking about why would you want an AR-15? It's so heavy, you can barely lift it. Like I kid you not. She said an AR-15 is so extremely heavy that you can't even lift it. Why would you want an assault rifle or AR-15, what they call it? And I just sit there and I said, and these people are in office making decisions on your life, and they don't even have a clue what guns are. And it's the same thing. Now, these are not politicians. Same thing with the TV show The View, when they were talking about if you shoot a deer with a AR-15, you're going to destroy the whole deer, and it ain't going to be nothing left to eat. I'm like, huh? And this is this is my point to that, is that y'all voting for politicians based off of what? And I'm not saying that as a politician you should know everything about a gun, but you should at least know the basics. You should know the difference between a semi-automatic rifle and a fully automatic rifle. You should know the difference between a semi-automatic gun and a fully automatic gun. But here's the bigger dummy. I'm not even going to get the president, the used to be president of the United States of America, Joe Biden, who said if you because it went viral like crazy, if you take a pistol brace and put it on a gun, oh my God. And when he was saying about putting a pistol brace on the gun, then that you can fire any type of bullet out of that gun. And this is the president of the United States that they voted as president. Make it make sense. Now he's talking about you don't need this, you don't need that. And this is Joe Biden. And then I'm watching the very same people in Congress talking about pistol braces. We need to ban pistol braces, right? Oh my goodness. It just, the stupidity just is unbelievable, right? So they had this big thing about pistol braces. So I'm talking to somebody who don't know about pistol braces. I said, let me ask you a question. If I said to you, I need to get a pistol brace for my gun, what will be your immediate response to that? Like, what would you think that would be? And they was like, well, something that braces your hand, like some type of brace. I said, oh, okay. I just wanted to know, maybe I'm the dummy. Because they act like pistols, braces turn guns into automatic weapons. This is what they were saying. And this is on the Congress floor, and these are politicians. Now, pistol braces was designed as a brace for people that had strength issues when it comes to firing a firearm. So y'all want to ban a weapon that is designed for handicapped people. It just, so somebody who has strength issues or strength hard to hold a gun in their hand, they can get a pistol brace and put a brace on the gun, brace it to their wrist, so that if they're firing the firearm, it allows them to get more strength to be able to handle the recoil and stuff of the gun. That's a pistol brace. Now, that doesn't mean other people ain't going to use it, but that's his original intent. But these idiots said it turned the gun into an automatic weapon. The president of the United States said it. He said that, and he said it will allow you to put any type of bullet in that gun. And it has nothing to do with that. This is how idiotic these people are. And yet they're making political decisions on your rights to keep and bear arms, and they have no clue about guns. So make it make sense. They don't even know what crime is going on, what not going on. They have no clue what it is guns are about. And they're making decisions on your life. They have no clue. That's why I tell people, and when politicians start talking about, oh, we need to have tougher gun laws. Yeah, no. You will never get my vote. That is by far my number one sign that I will not vote for. I don't care who you Republican, Democrat. The minute you start talking about limiting, that's my first thing. The second thing I have to look at, if you're already a politician, I want to look at your voting history. How you vote in Congress or whatever case may be. I have to look now because these people are idiotic. And then I'm going to have to look into your background a little bit more because at this point, and I know I'm only one person, but you have to at this point go to the extreme before you start voting for anything. And that's exactly what I did with Trump. Honestly, before I voted for Trump, I did my homework. And that's why he ended up with my vote. I'm like, oh, why you don't see none of this stuff publicly? So I didn't care. Now, I did not vote for Obama. I wasn't going to vote for him. My reason for not was because he picked Joe Biden as his running mate. Once he did that, it was done. I didn't have to figure nothing else out because I knew who Joe Biden was. So no, I'm not voting for him. I voted for Hillary. Even though I don't like her, I voted for her. I don't particularly care for her, but I did vote for her because I wanted her husband because I remember what the economy was like when he was in office. So I was like, well, we might get Clinton by her husband by default because they married. That was my reason for it. It had nothing to do with really her. I said, maybe she gets some advice from my husband and we can fix this economy better and we'd be good. But Trump came in and he actually did the job and did it well. Economy was thriving. And as you can see right now, the economy is improving a lot. I know Trump is on Jerome Powell's behind, boy. He is not playing. He want them interest rates dropped. Yeah. And again, that was my reason. That's the only reason why Hillary got my vote because of who she was married to. I hate to say it that way, but that's why. I was like, man, if I get Clinton in there by default, because I was honestly, when he was in office, I was making good money. Like, things were good. So that's my memory of it. And that's why I was going to vote that way. But like I said, and then when Trump got in office, things were good. All right, well, he going to get my vote too. I mean, I had to do a little more homework than just that part, but I was good. I was happy. That's why I was happy with my vote. I don't care how somebody else vote. That didn't matter to me. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for. That's cool. God bless you. For real. But for my vote, I had to do more homework. And once I started digging into it, I said, man, he's actually a good dude. Like, take the politics out of it altogether. I'm like, man, this dude doing stuff for everybody. Like, the people that work for him, they happy with him. They always talking about what he's doing. Then I start coming across all these stories of him helping people and he didn't have to. And I'm like, wait a minute, how he come against me? He's doing all that stuff. Yeah, I didn't like Hillary. It had nothing to do with her. I wanted her husband. I said, I'll deal with Hillary just to get her husband by default. But after Trump got in office, when he first got in office, I didn't really look at it like that. I was just like, oh, well, honestly, I ain't going to say I was mad. I was just like, because, the people that I knew, they wanted Hillary to win. And I voted for Hillary, so of course I wanted her to win. So I'm like, so he was like, what you going to do? What we going to do? I'm like, what do you mean what we going to do? He won. What y'all won? Like, Trump won. Like, what you talking about? And that was the first time he won. I'm like, he won. Big deal. That's how it was. And then I went on my life. Like, whatever happens, you got to deal with it. You can't change it. So then, like, after about 2 years, and, he kept talking about this and that. And I'm like, man, you can't take credit for something. Yeah, it just got there. And it just kept getting better and better. I was like, okay, it's his show. He's doing it. And he's doing it well. it did not even get me to the point of thinking about reelecting him, because when he ran the second time, I did not vote for him. I didn't vote for anybody. I was just like, I'm not too sure. I like what he was doing. I said, so I'm going to just sit this one out. So I sat it out. When he ran up against Joe Biden, I actually sat it out. I was like, I don't know. I said, there's a part of me that say, you know, things were good with him. I said, but the news media got so much craziness going on. I don't know how to. I said, so honestly, I wasn't the only one. My team, my whole team, we all just sat it out like we don't know. But after 4 months of Joe Biden, we all came back with like, man, we should have voted for Trump. We was like, bro, what is he doing? What are they doing? This don't make no sense. Why are they doing it? That's how we were. And we all started regretting it. Like, we regretted the fact that we did not vote for Trump that term, the 2020 election. 4 months after Joe Biden got in there, we regretted it. We was like, man, we're going to have to deal with this for 4 years. And every time we turn around, like, how much time left? How much time? How much time left? Is it 4 years that I ain't never seen a group of people so happy, just wanting time to go past to get it over with, just so we can get to the election again. That's how we were. That's how frustrated we was with the Biden administration. And we all was. We was just like, this, oh my God. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. And it just kept, and after a while, I was just like, man. Then after a while, I was like, no, I can't deal with this. And then, you know, there's other things, you know, I prayed about it. And then, you know, this is a personal part with me. I mean, I felt like God was like, this, you got to get in this fight, and you're going to have to do more, and you're going to have to help this, because I felt like God wanted to bless this country. But in order to bless this country, you must first let it go through. And I think the reason why Trump won so well is because God, this is just my opinion, God heard the cry of his people. Because we were suffering for 4 years. And our prayers got answered, and we got a president that had common sense enough to know some things you just don't do. And again, now I at that point I was just like, and that's when I had my YouTube page, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use all of the tools that I have, God, and I'm gonna do everything I can do to help this man get elected. And I did not care. And I took smoke, and I ain't care. And that was the first thing I said to God. And I know, you know, and I said, God, I said, I already know I'm gonna take the smoke. I said, but if I'm okay with it, I said, just strengthen me through it. I'm okay with it. I don't care. They can bring the smoke. I said, we need somebody in office that know what they're doing. And that 4 years he was in office, things were great. And I said, if we could get back to that, that'd be wonderful. And that's when I went in full steam. My channel was not supposed to be about politics. I mean, some, but not that. That's why, as y'all see now lately, I've been kind of going back to what originally my channel was intended for, is because he's in office, he's doing his job. I don't have to focus as hard on that. Listen, I really don't even have to focus on Trump, because I know how the mentality of a person like Trump is that they don't like to fail. And when a person don't like to fail, you almost can just sit back and watch them, because they can say what they want. They say he's self-absorbed, he this and that. My thing is, a person like Trump don't like to fail. And he loved people, regardless of how people feel about it. He loved people so much that he don't want to fail them. You can clearly see that it's not about him, because he benefits zero from this. But for some reason, it's just in him. I don't know where it come from. I'm going to say it's God. Maybe it's his relationship with God, whatever. And that's why, to some extent, I don't have to watch so hardly like I did before, because I'm like, what are these people doing? Now, again, that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. And look how massively Trump won. He won everything. And here's the thing, what people don't pay attention to is that, I'm going to be honest with you, they're still on the Democratic side, in my opinion, a lot of illegal people that voted for her that should not have been allowed to vote. There's a lot of people that voted for Hillary that I think was not legitimate votes, even in the election that we just had. It's just that we followed suit and made it too big for them to rig it. And there was no way to come back from this. because he killed the game, and that was it. And what people don't understand is that they keep trying to act like black people regret their vote. I'm black, and I did not regret my vote. I mean, because that's we in America, so we deal with it. Yep. Exactly. They should. You're absolutely right, Jay. They should go look at Oprah's show when Trump was on there more than once. But again, and I think they got mad at him when he decided to run for president, and he did it as a Republican. That's where it went left field for them because he was just like they didn't like it. They was like, oh, you know what? He gonna run, and then he gonna run as a Republican. The nerve of him. But again, and he's a lot of what Trump doing now is what he talked about when he was on Oprah Winfrey show. And he just why I said with Jay, he's absolutely right. A lot of what Trump is doing right now is the very things that he was talking about, not just on Oprah Winfrey show. A lot of time when on a lot of interviews that he talked when he got into it politically wise in the world and trade and all that other stuff, he never changed his language. So he wasn't ignorant to what was going on. But again, they could either like him or not like him. Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, he's there. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm still 100% happy with my vote. Do I agree with 100% of what they're doing? No. There's always going to be some things in there that I'm going to look at and say, I'm not really clean with that. Now, again, I did not like the fact that Trump was pressuring Powell to lower the interest rate. Now, and I've said that on other lives that I don't know. I think it's too soon. Now, I am 100% in agreement with Trump. I think that they need to lower interest rates because now I see the effects and I see all of the things starting to come into full circle of what Trump did. And it's not what they said it was going to be. I think you've seen enough of it. Now you need to do the right thing, Jerome Powell. You need to lower these interest rates and you need to do it soon and quickly because it's necessary. If you don't do it now, that's the final niche of this is him lowering the interest rates. That's it. I did not agree with it in the beginning because I'm like, no, I just think it's too soon. No, I think it's too soon. It's not like you can't just go in and lower the interest rate aggressively down the stretch. I just felt as though it's too soon. You can't make that type of decision. So that was one thing I disagree with Trump. But now Trump is hammering it even harder. I'm on board with it now. I think it's necessary. I think he needs to. Now, I don't know how fast, how much, but I know he definitely needs to lower the interest rate. That's real talk. And that's where I'm at. Now I'm with Trump on it. Before I wasn't. I was like, no, I think it's too soon. And I think it's too soon. And don't get me wrong, there was a personal part of it that didn't want them to lower it anyway. I wanted to rack up. So I was like, no, push the brakes a little bit more. There was a selfish part of it was like, I'm buying stock and I'm buying shares and stuff. So I'm like, I don't want them to raise them too fast neither because now I'm going to have to pay more money for stuff as it relates to investing. I wanted them to stay kind of on the same playing field so I can keep buying the stuff that I'm buying as much as possible cheaper. So that's why I was like, the other part of it was that. The other part, like I said, and now they're going to start lowering. It's coming. The interest rates are going to start to lower. Stock market is going to start booming. And it's going to be game. For me, it's going to be like, okay, I just got to sit back and collect money now because I'm not buying stocks while they're up there high. I'm just not. And and it's teetering at my stop point. Right now, it's teetering. Like, I mean, I'm at my stop point where it's like, now I'm not saying that I won't buy, but at that point, the only place I put money at is stable stuff. Like JPST is like a stable investment that does pay out dividends every month. So that's where my money's going to start to go. It's going to go into stuff that are more stable wise because I know that the stock market, all this stuff, other stuff is going to be up too high. Then I'm not going to want to buy it. So at that point, I'm just going to find me like AGG. That's an investment, ETF investment that pays out monthly dividends. JPST is a dividend investment that pays out monthly dividends. Jay, I don't know if you're still on here or not, but I know you don't have Robinhood. I wish you did, but for them that may have Robinhood, I'm testing the ground on it. I don't know why I didn't. For me to be what I consider the dividend somewhat master, why I did not have these investments in the beginning, but apparently there's some dividend stocks that ETFs that pay out dividends weekly. I heard about them, but I never went and actually looked at them. I dumped a little bit of money into 3 of them. I know when I look at the report, it says that. I know what people said, but until I start seeing the money, I don't always go with that. But so I'll let y'all know down the road how that working out. And I might end up, those are the ones, once I get into it, and I know actually for sure, and I see it paying me on a weekly basis, then I'll come back and I'll say, okay, yeah, they are. And if you guys decide you want to maybe tap into them, that's cool. And that's probably what the direction I'm going to go as the stock market is up right now. I'm not buying the stuff because I don't. For me, I'm pushing the brakes, and it just whatever dividends that I get, I'm just going to let it sit and collect interest until I see, unless we have a moment where, you know, something Wall Street react, there's a major sell-off, and I'll start buying then. At this point, it's just more of a holding of cash as much as possible. And if I catch those type of moments, then I will buy. But at this point is it's kind of pushing the brakes for me right now. So, but like I said, I will let y'all know what those. I mean, you know what? Give me a second. Some of y'all might already have Robinhood or Webull or whatever case may be, but I'll come back to it later. And if y'all want me to, I mean, I will come back to them later, but I'm gonna let y'all know what they are now before I get off this live, because I'm not going to be too much longer than this. But give me 1 second. I'm strolling because I don't have the stock code. I just bought some. I put a little bit of money there, not nothing major, just to have it in my portfolio. But the stock code for one of them is XDTE. The next one is MAGS. And the last one is QDTE. Now, I just put a few dollars in there. I haven't got no dividends from them yet, but I just started. I want to see how this plays out. And then I will let y'all know down the road how you might have to wait 30 days before you start to see them, which is cool. But I'll let y'all know down the road what happens with that. And if it really actually does, and I see it in my portfolio on a weekly basis, and I'll let y'all know it is what it is. It's doing what they said it do. Even though I checked it, I went and looked at the history. I seen it. They actually paid it out every week. But I'm the type of person, until I see it in my portfolio, I just don't react to it. So we'll see how that goes. But again, I appreciate everybody coming in on this live, listening to me rant, go on. But no, I really wasn't ranting. But again, I like to emphasize the fact that, you know, make sure y'all good. You know what I mean, take advantage of the Second Amendment. Make sure y'all good. Make sure you have a contingency plan. Keep an eye on your surroundings, what's going on around in the world. Don't take everything. Don't just assume everything is okay. Be out here, and you never know what can happen. Be aware of your surroundings. Some of y'all probably don't have to say that, but sometimes you just need to be reminded. Even myself, sometimes I have to remind myself, pay attention to what's going on around you. They let a lot of people in this country that should not be here, and you don't know what their intentions are. And that's why I say, number one, pray before you leave your home. Pray as much as you can. But outside of that, just be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you're good, and make sure you have a contingency plan if something wants to go crazy. You all know what I mean by civil unrest. I ain't gonna say civil unrest, but just crazy, because we never know. But outside of that, make sure your relationship with God is good. Yes, make sure. Thank you, Joyce. You're absolutely right. Make sure your relationship with God is good. But make sure you're good. Make sure you're good. And like I said, anything I say outside of God is meaningless. Anything that we do, if you don't have a relationship with God, it gets you nowhere. It is best to trust and lead Him and let Him direct you. Yes, and a world away from here. God bless you. I appreciate your support. And again, guys, if you guys in here, please everybody here look like regulars. I'm quite sure we're all following each other and support each other's channel, whatever the case may be. Top to bottom, hair and skincare. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you guys, Jay, all of y'all, Joyce. Appreciate y'all support. Like I said, you guys, hopefully all is well with y'all too, and hopefully things are going great. I would love to be fishing right now. It is extremely hot outside. I ain't going out there. What's up, out the pit? God bless you, bro. God bless you. Hopefully all is well with you, and hopefully all is well with your queen, and hopefully y'all having a blessed day. Hopefully all is good. And that's real talk. I'm getting ready to yeah, this is when I say it's hot up here, it is hot. But I'm getting ready to what's your name? I was looking at Dover Dog website because I'm either going I'm getting ready to either donate or I think I'm gonna buy me a shirt first. So one day y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna have my Dover Dog shirt on because he sent me all the information. So that's gonna probably be where I first go is probably grab me a shirt from him. So at some point, yeah, that popcorn is good. Like it's real good, and they have more flavors. But I'm going to grab me a shirt first, so that's going to be my first move. But he sent me all the links to be able to donate. Jay and I know Out the Pit, they already know because we have a group chat that we're all in. So and me, Jay, and Out the Pit is in. Joyce, what I can try to do if you want to, I can try to see if I can email it to you. I think I have your email. And maybe you and your daughter if y'all want to support. So I'm gonna try to see if I can email it to you, the links to you and stuff like that. But I do have the links, but I'll try to email them to you. Top to bottom, I know you and you got Jay, so you're good to go. But I would try to do that. Yes, I'll try to do that. As I know you guys want to support and support what he's doing. I mean, he's a good dude. He married, he got a wife. He got a baby, whatever the case may be. But and in my mind, I was like, man, how you doing all of that? Working, reserve, kid, wife, trying to do a lot. But we'll see how it ends. So I appreciate you guys giving him a chance to tell y'all what he's doing. I'm quite sure he'll appreciate it. At some point, he's definitely going to be on the show again. I mean, he wants to go. He said because he know Jay. He was like he know Jay, and you guys had more questions, and some of y'all probably had more questions down the road. But we'll see. And hopefully they get their channel to the point and get to the point where we can actually try to watch it. Yes, and he is, and I hopefully he gets their YouTube channel where we can actually watch the games going on, or whatever the case may be. But I talk to him on a regular, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm definitely gonna get me a Dover Dogs shirt. But Joyce, I'm gonna try to go through and see if I can send you the link. Or whatever, so you'll have it. But I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get up out of here and go relax myself and eat me some food because I ain't eating nothing yet. But Jay, everybody, I appreciate y'all all the time hanging in with a brother. Appreciate it very, very much. You guys are amazing to me. Y'all support my channel, and even the ones that come in with the smoke, like you know who we don't really know name of, but. But y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here. Peace.